Now, everyone's not going to like this, but Dr. Umar might have a point on why some families choose to homeschool. Listen to this.
When you bring up homeschooling, I'm going to ask you 5 questions. Number one, are you doing this because you want to teach your kid, or are you doing it just because you don't like public school? A big mistake homeschooling parents make, they homeschool because they don't like school.
Okay.
But they not homeschooling because they want to teach.
Facts.
You feel me?
He asked the question, are you homeschooling because you want to teach your kid, or are you homeschooling because you don't like public school? I think this is a very valid question to ask yourself. He poses a few other questions in this conversation as well, like, do you have the time as a parent? Are you organized? Are you only doing homeschooling for maybe a few years, or are you going to go all the way up to 12th grade? If you're only doing it for a few years, you definitely need to make sure that you are following the standards, because when your child integrates back into school, you don't want them to be behind. Now, please don't take this as me saying don't homeschool your child. That's not what I'm saying at all. But I do think these questions are really important to help guide us in making those decisions when it comes to alternative forms of education. As someone who works closely with homeschool families and runs a microschool, I've seen both ends. I've worked with families who are very, very hands-on, like they want to teach their child 100%. They have a structure, they're organized, it works for them. Maybe they just need a little bit of additional support, but it's going. They have a routine. They figured out like the time, and their child is on grade level or sometimes even above. And I've seen the other side of it as well, where families are kind of just going with the flow. They're not really sure what curriculum to use. They're not really sure where their child should be. And they come to me and their child is very, very far behind. And they are at the point where it's like frustration. And we want to avoid that as much as possible. And regardless of where you fall on the spectrum, I really think it starts with just being realistic about what's working, what's not working, and start thinking about, okay, how can we fix this, or how can we remedy this a little bit? So let's talk about it a little bit. If you are a homeschooling parent or you are considering it, what are some reasons why? And if you are like a veteran homeschooler, maybe drop some tips or some advice in the comments just to share the wealth. I just want to make sure that we are intentional about how we educate our children.